So Andrew Carnegie believed there were 23 traits to an attractive personality. Now, Andrew Carnegie was worth somewhere around $309 billion in today's worth. And he was one of the biggest manufacturers in steel and had a huge impact on the entire world. Now, I'm going to read these 23 character traits off and make a few comments, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to make a really important point that most people are completely disregarding, but is really relevant to success. So, number one, positive mental attitude. This is huge, right? The law of attraction. You attract what you are. If you think positive thoughts most of the day, you're going to attract that. But especially nowadays in the world when there's so much negativity and fear programming, you have to really develop a positive mental attitude. 2, flexibility. 3, sincerity of purpose. 4, promptness of decision making. This one is huge. Most people take so much time just making a decision, whereas if you were a decisive person, you would have made 5 decisions and gotten the results before someone else even made their first decision. So make decisions fast. 5, courtesy. 6, tone of voice. This is huge, especially if you study sales. I believe it's only 20% of communication is words. Much more of it is tonality and body language. So that one's critical. Habit of smiling. 8, expression of face. This is really important. You can see as someone ages whether they were a happy person or not based on the wrinkles of their face. 9, tactfulness. 10, tolerance. Frankness of manner and speech. Keen sense of humor. Faith in infinite intelligence. Keen sense of justice. Appropriateness of words. Emotional control. This is huge. A lot of people have 0 emotional intelligence, especially today when there's so much going on. You're exposed to so much information, a lot of infuriating stuff on the internet. You have to learn how to control your emotions. Alertness to interests of others, right? It's a whole notion of you get what you give. And instead of saying, what can the world give to me? Flipping that and saying, what can I give to the world? And you're going to end up becoming a lot more successful with that mindset because you develop an awareness for other people's interests and needs and wants so you can serve them much better. Next, effective speech, right? It's the whole Steve Jobs notion of the most powerful man in the world is the storyteller. If you're great at telling stories, you're going to be successful. Versatility. It's the whole thing of it's not the strongest or smartest that survive, but the most adaptable. Genuine fondness for people. Humility of the heart. Humility is huge. A lot of people, they make their first bit of money online and they are instantly the best in the world, which, can blindside them to many, although confidence is one of the biggest important key factors in life and anything, right? Someone will say something that's completely false or stupid, but because they say it with so much conviction and confidence, other people blindly believe them. Next, good showmanship, and 23 is personal magnetism. Now, here are 23 traits that Andrew Carnegie believed that makes an attractive personality. Now, obviously, there are probably some more, and maybe this isn't exactly the recipe for an attractive personality, but it gives you a good direction. And this is where you have to realize that in today's world where everyone talks in sound bites, that simple formulas don't work, right? Like discipline plus perseverance equals success. That's stupid. In reality, what equals success is intelligence, emotional intelligence, hard work, discipline, cunningness, tactfulness, finding the right market, a bit of luck. There's so many different factors, so you can't believe simple equations. So in life, although I do believe like first principles, the whole thing that most of the most successful entrepreneurs believe is they think from very simple terms, but in cultivating success it's a lot more than just one thing. It's a whole recipe of different things that will make you successful. So in terms of building an attractive personality or reaching any level of success in business, relationships, health, wellness, whatever it is you have to really become a student of the world and learn all the different nuances that there are to any subject, right? Like simplicity is awesome, but also if you think about the complexity of business or like the human body with a trillion nerves firing all at once, there's so much complexity that people will try and give you these simple solutions, but in reality, there's so much more beneath the surface than meets the eye. A lot of people will sell you their make money online programs and they're saying, oh, you just need to, build a big personal brand. Everything else will figure it out, when there's so much more to it, right? So something that will serve you forever and something that's been very advantageous to myself is finding a tribe of mentors, right? I've had to piece together business and health and wellness and so many different things from a lot of different people that were experts in their domain to form a more holistic view. So the same thing goes for you, is find the people you really admire, study them deeply, but there's also people like Andrew Carnegie and so many other great thinkers and philosophers and businessmen that lived a couple hundred years ago that give more valuable information than any current internet guru. So you have to go find and study these ancient books and these experts in business or sales and communication and learn from them, and not get siloed into learning from just one mentor on the internet. You're going to be a much better, stronger, intelligent, well-rounded human doing so. Now, that's really all I wanted to talk about today is, Andrew Carnegie's 23 principles and traits that make an attractive personality. I would love if you guys know any other ones to put it in the comments on what else makes a good person, an attractive personality, and realize that there's usually more than meets the eye. So in today's world, you really have to protect your mind and not, expose yourself to information that's going to, put you in, as his first principle said, a positive mental attitude. In life today, there's so many reasons to be upset and to, think of fear and all this negativity, to where you really have to cultivate an awareness to focus on the good things in life, because you are what you think about most of the time. So you really have to treat your mind like a garden. And if you had a garden and beautiful, amazing trees and flowers and you wanted them to grow more, often it's not by adding more nutrients or watering them more, but by simply taking the weeds out. So that's an analogy for your mind. Simply by removing the bad habits, the things that are draining your energy, the thought loops in your mind that aren't serving you, simply by becoming aware of them and slowly getting rid of them, is you're going to create a vacuum. And the universe doesn't like a vacuum. So it's going to fill that area that's now empty with something better, as long as you don't allow more negativity into your mind. So yeah, if you have another key on what makes an attractive personality, drop it in the comments. And until next time. Also, if you are a founder, I have the world's best community of founders. We're on a mission to heal and help 1 billion people by empowering 300 founders that have world-changing products. So check out the other videos, subscribe, comment. And if you want to know the productivity hacks that I learned from a mentor that made hundreds of millions of dollars with his business, check out this video. And until next time, take care.